Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Did That Age Well, brought to you by Spider Moving and Storage. You should hire them. If you're moving, make it less sucky and hire Spider Moving and Storage. Go to spidermoving.com for a free quote. We're here at Dude IDK Studios with my friend who I have been so excited to get on this podcast. What a get, frankly, for
Honey, I was available and I said, let's talk about movies.
Oh my God, here we
Pumped
are.
to be here.
Welcome Lee Robinson to the pod.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, I'm so happy you're here.
Did I age well? Is that what this podcast is about?
Yeah, so actually we're here to talk about you.
Zoom in on me. Get the camera in on me.
Nick,
I'm not using retinol. I'm not using retinol, so I'm wondering how that's going.
Yeah,
what if this
totally.
was like a secret beauty influencer podcast?
And my God.
And it's about movies, but...
And then I took every single physical attribute of yours and I said, did it age well?
I think people would be totally normal about that.
I think they would too.
I think people pay for that.
People do. People pay for that.
And then you make people put on like a red light mask, and then you just do the.
and then you're like, well, now we can talk about movies.
Now we can talk about it. Now that we've addressed our concerns.
Yeah, absolutely.
In this
we have
day and age,
priorities. Frankly, you can get those red light face things through like your HSA or your FSA.
You want to know what I looked up?
What did you?
You can get them through direct from China, because on like Alibaba.
Wow.
I don't know. I went down a whole rabbit hole.
You sure did.
And I was like, oh, once you get into a certain part of Reddit where people really know stuff.
Yeah.
I was looking and it was like these panels cost like $1,000, but if you go direct, and you basically just have to create a account that's like, I'm a manufacturer, or
totally.
like I'm a supplier or something.
Totally, I'm a supplier.
I'm a supplier, and it's like all being translated in Chinese.
Whoa.
And they will like be like, yeah, you can buy one as a sample. And I'm like, yeah, I'd love one. $200.
Shut up.
I haven't done it yet. It does take like literally 3 months to get to you, but I'm in no rush.
Look, not in a rush. You're aging pretty well so far.
I'm aging fine. I mean, I'm white and from Missouri. I'm kind of aging like milk, so
totally, yeah,
it's fine.
It's fine.
I'm not using retinol and I'm not doing sunscreen like I should be. So
what? This was an intervention for you and your sunscreen.
I know.
Don't
tell my girlfriend. I hope she doesn't watch this podcast.
Oh my God.
I try.
I am that person in the couple, whether it's friends, anyone. I'm like, okay, so.
No, I know. It's like not wearing a seatbelt.
It is, seriously.
So wear your sunscreen.
Wear your sunscreen and wear your seatbelt.
And floss.
Or else I'm going to give you a ticket. Today I'm wearing my Italian market matching set. For those who are Italian and you say, my culture is not your costume, I say, that's amore.
That's amore, and it's relevant to this movie that we're going to be watching.
That's exactly why I'm wearing it.
Transition into the movie. Wow, so easy, so natural, so seamless.
So easy. But wait, I need to interrupt myself and ask Lee, what do you have going on? What's going on with you? What's going on with you? Do you want to promote anything? You better do it quick because we only have an hour.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I'll take about 40 for the first 45.
Just first 45. That's fine.
No. I guess what I want to promote. I mean, I'm in New York City now, so I moved from Denver, beloved Denver, about a year ago. Yep. And so I'm just doing shows out there.
Okay, great.
I run a show called Dictopia. Everyone check that out.
Check it out.
We're doing one this weekend, which is why I'm here.
I'm so happy.
And it's going to be a blast.
Oh,
so yeah, nothing big to promote. You can follow me on social media. Okay, I post jokes. It's welcome to Chili's, which, I don't know why I made it that.
Why would you be any amount of self-deprecating about that? It's one of my favorite Instagram handles, frankly.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah.
I actually don't have a big connection to it. I changed my name and my old name was in the Instagram handle. And so I needed something and I brainstormed and that was like what I came up with. It was supposed to be a temporary Instagram handle.
That was supposed to be temporary?
But now it's just like stuck. But it's like, gosh. I don't even have any, it's from like a Vine.
You know what?
Which I didn't have a connection with, really. I was just like.
You were just like, that's funny.
I'm like,
but sometimes,
Lee's in the name.
sometimes the first idea is the best idea.
Sure.
And sometimes that's what we got to stick with because who has the time to come up with more?
I don't want to do Lee Robinson comedy. That is so boring.
Oh, boo.
But there probably is going to be a day where I have to do that.
Well, you know what? Some other Lee Robinson can take that, frankly.
Yeah,
boring.
But it's hard because no one knows how to spell Welcome to Chili's. So if I plug it at a show,
it's
hard. But it's okay.
But it's still funny.
Yeah, thank you.
And ultimately, that's the point.
Yeah. Yeah.
So go
comedy of it all. Comedy of it all.
It is kind of the comedy of it all. It's sort of like the proof is in the pudding. Okay, well, let's go back to Moonstruck, which is what we're discussing today.
Oh, best. Honestly, I watched this for the first time last Christmas.
Yeah.
So like, what, 3 months ago?
Yeah.
it's skyrocketed to my top 5 movies of all time.
Absolutely. Last night, went on Letterboxd, give it 5 stars. I said
5 stars.
when the credits
I
rolled.
have chills right now. Look. I literally have chills right now thinking about how much I love this movie.
Lee, when the credits rolled last night, I stood up from my couch and applauded.
Standing O.
I gave it a standing O, and I pointed at the screen and I said, that is a perfect movie.
Perfect movie.
It's a perfect movie.
Like, it's like we don't have anything to discuss in terms of did that age well, because it still is a perfect movie.
Yeah, it actually aged perfectly. Chills.
Like, I have chills, guys. Just watch the movie. Yeah. It's so
oh my God,
fun.
you really do have chills.
I know. That really happened. Like, it's really fun. It actually is a really fun thing that happens because I don't know I feel deeply or whatever.
Yeah, totally.
But if somebody says something and I'd be like, chills.
Wow.
True.
Oh my
Just
God.
the truth of it's on my body.
Do you watch The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City?
I don't.
Okay, well, there is a character who, when they're on a Sprinter van, like leaving this parking lot, and then somebody gets arrested by Homeland Security because she's been defrauding elderly people. One of the women, she goes, "Oh my God, I have the chills. I have the fucking chills." And she points at her arm like that.
Which is me when
and it's one of my favorite little like sound bites is, "I have the fucking chills."
Okay, it's going to be my new verbal stuff. I have the fucking chill. And then.
Yeah, and then point.
But wow, defrauding.
Yeah, I know. So that's not good.
Lots
but
to get into
here's
with
the thing is that like if someone in my friend group or a castmate of mine got arrested by Homeland Security for defrauding elderly people, I too would have the fucking chills.
Fucking chills. And I'll be like, that's not my friend anymore. What's wrong with you, bitch? Defrauding the elderly?
That's not good.
That probably, I think, would be like, it's like if you were to rank like all the kind of despicable things.
Yeah, totally.
It's real down there.
It really is. Because like there's some, especially with like some white collar crime, it's like if you're defrauding like Wells Fargo,
right?
Like the whole Anna Delvey thing, I was like,
sure.
I don't care. The only victims in this were like credit card companies.
Yeah, and they're like ruining everyone's lives, you know? So
totally.
It's
like when people are like, I steal from Target. It's like, well, yeah. But then when someone's like, oh, well, I actually stole from my closest friends, or I like took advantage of vulnerable people.
The elderly? It's like, and then I also like bullied children and I got their lunch money.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
And I'm also mean to dogs.
Right.
Like,
it's that's the same
type of
Or it's just
person.
like, you're actually probably, your soul is deeply like corroded.
Or
go after a corporation.
Yeah.
Or a big business.
Exactly.
Not a small business. Not a small business.
We love small business here.
Dude
IDK.
We here at Dude IDK, we love small business.
We love small business. We love small business owners. Support small business.
Spider moving, guys.
Absolutely.
Small business. I'm making an assumption. I don't really know. But.
No, totally. But if you are moving across the country, they'll do that for you too. But they are a small business, local.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
Okay, so speaking of the fucking chills, Cher in 1987.
This really, it did set off a full deep dive into Cher lore for me, and in ways in ways I've never done before with her particularly. Wow. After I watched this movie for the first time, I was watching old episodes of The Cher Show.
Incredible.
Is it called The Cher Show?
I think it is.
I think it's called. Her outfits, her dance numbers, her interviews with guests. Is it The Cher Show? Yeah.
Well, it was just people called it The Cher Show or just Cher.
It just really, I watched this movie because someone told me, I did like a call on my Instagram, like, hey, help me out with like, your favorite holiday movies or whatever.
Yeah.
And that one came through a few times and everyone was like, Cher won Best Actress. And I was like, I'm sorry, Cher won Best Actress?
Yes.
Run, Don't Walk.
Right.
And she delivered.
She
fucking chills. Like, God, I shouldn't have worn shorts. Maybe I'm just cold. But no, she was amazing.
She was amazing.
Absolute icon.
Yeah.
This
I mean, I had to get the Cher of it out first because, of course, this is the first movie in our Nicolas Cage series.
Which is an incredible series.
Thank you so much. And we're really starting off with what I think is the strongest.
Really top of the top.
Top of the top. And it would be, but we would be remiss to not say Cher is the foundation. She is everything. She won all of the accolades. Like, I mean... goes without saying. If you've ever seen the movie or if you've ever heard of Cher, you know what we're talking about. So I just didn't want to give the listeners the impression that it's only about Nick Cage or that we think that Nick Cage was the star of this film. He is a supporting actor.
Yeah, but he does also do a damn good job.
absolutely nails it. I saw this review on Letterboxd that said that that scene where he's, with the hand when he's saying,
I wrote it down.
I lost my hand. I lost my bride.
I lost my hand. I lost my bride. Johnny has his hand. Johnny has his bride. And everyone's just going, I was like, this is amazing acting.
Yeah, he loves acting. But I read on Letterboxd, somebody said about that scene that he is doing what Adam Driver wishes he could. Like, Adam Driver wishes.
Adam, do a little studying.
Yeah.
Do a little studying.
He's got a little.
I thought you were about to say that it was improvised or something. Because then I was like, oh, God,
but
wow.
he was actually, he was inspired by, I wrote it down because I thought it was so funny. He was inspired by another piece of work to do it like that, like where he's like holding up his hand and pointing at it.
Yes.
And he also, he accepted the role because of the wooden hand. He was like,
what? That cinch it for him?
Yeah, it cinched it for him. Okay, so in the book, there's this book called When Coppola Became Cage. And according to that book, he was really down bad after his cousin, Giancarlo Coppola, died. And he was turning down work, very unlike Nick Cage. Mm-hmm. And he didn't really like the mainstream sensibility of the script of Moonstruck. He was more interested in accepting the role that he had in Vampire's Kiss, but his agent was like, you can't do Vampire's Kiss unless you do Moonstruck.
Oh, driving a hard bargain.
And then the wooden hand was what hooked him.
Well, not quite hooked.
Not quite hooked. It's wooden hand.
It's really nicely made.
Yeah.
Well, that's so interesting because it's like soap opera-esque, right?
Yeah, totally.
Was it based off of that, or it had origins in that?
It was like, okay, so
or it was done as a stage play?
It was not done as a stage play, but it was written by and directed by people who were more in the world of theater, like it was really it really had like its roots in theater and in the opera. I actually have the director, Norman Jewison, he said in his autobiography that when he pitched the role to Cher, she was like, look, I can be difficult. And he was like, are you more difficult than Judy Garland? And she was like, no. So then she had the role.
Wait, and obsessed with that.
I know, right?
The I knew you would have lore for this. Before anything even started filming, Nick Cage is like, I need to be weird and I need to have a wooden hand. And Cher's like, I'm a little bitch. Can you handle me?
Can you handle that?
And they were like, yes. And then they made one of the best movies of all time. And then they made the
best movie of all time. But then, and he also told her, you're gonna spend the rest of your life regretting turning down this role. And so then she accepted it, and he cast the rest of the roles as if it were an opera. He said, quote, Loretta is the soprano, Rose is the alto, Johnny is the baritone, Ronnie the tenor, Cosmo the bass.
Wow. And
Mamma mia.
Artists really just do whatever they feel is right in their bones. And I'm glad that he did. He followed that.
Absolutely.
The cast is so funny.
The cast is actually perfect.
Perfect.
The cast is perfect. And of course, they did win a bunch of Oscars. Cher won for Best Actress, Olympia Dukakis for Best Supporting Actress, and they won for Best Original Screenplay.
Is that the mom?
Yeah.
Oh, I love her.
I love her
in this.
I love her.
Good.
A woman knows.
Yeah.
A woman knows.
A woman knows. And they're in the church. Yes. Perfect.
Oh my God. So yeah, commercially and critically very successful. Another fun piece of lore is that the director of photography said that the first time that they used the moon, which they like the prop moon, they called it Wendy. I don't know why.
Random.
Random. Love that though. A local boy presumed it was an unidentified flying object. They said that moon's so big it must be from space.
Must be a UFO. I will say, and it made me cry again when I was watching it, but the scene where let's see, who was it in that scene? It was Raymond and Rita. Raymond and Rita.
Oh.
Where he's like looking and it's like Cosmo's moon.
When it's Cosmo's moon.
And then she's like, you look like you did when you were 25.
Oh my God.
And then I was just like, Sophie and I were watching that. My girlfriend were watching that. We just absolutely started crying because we're like, well, that's us in 40 years.
Gorgeous.
I just love that.
Love.
Absolutely love that scene. And I was rewatching today and I sent it a video of it to her. I was like, sobbing again. It's so beautiful. And that's the thing.
Really
the whole movie is so gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's such a slice of, was this filmed in the 80s, right?
It was filmed in the 80s.
Such a beautiful slice of Brooklyn.
Yeah.
In the 80s. The house actually that was her family home that it was like filmed in was recently for sale.
Shut
in
up.
Brooklyn. I was like,
No
can we go
way. Oh my
tour?
God.
We didn't end up doing it, but
That would be so fun to go to a little open house.
I know. I'd be like, yeah, I'm an interested buyer.
Oh my God.
Wear our most fancy clothes.
The professor walks up and is like, this is a mansion. She's like, it's a house. And he's like, it's a mansion.
It's a mansion.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's in Brooklyn Heights.
That's incredible.
Which is the nicest area of Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Right on the promenade, like where you basically can look across the water into Manhattan.
Wow.
So
That's
gorgeous.
So cool. Thank God we have a New Yorker here on the pod with the inside.
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a New Yorker yet. It's been 1 year.
Okay, but still more than me.
I'm still learning my way around it. But yeah, it was
everyone in this room, you were the one.
Okay, I'm on the leading edge, I guess.
Yes, totally.
No, it was just so, when you like have nostalgia for something you never experienced and never will experience,
100%.
but that is what this movie conjures within you, where it's like, I mean, I want to go to the Met and go to the opera with Nick Cage and a wooden,
Yes.
Get out. I love the montage, the movie, the makeover montage scene.
Oh my God. The makeover montage could have been even longer.
It could have been more extended.
It could have been longer. I love a makeover montage. And I love that, like, here's the thing. Yes, they gave her a glow up, but they didn't make her look like she was so frumpy and blah before.
Well, the opening scene when she's behind that desk in the suit.
I mean,
it's Cher, right? So it's a shock to see Cher. It could have been worse. They could have done Anne Hathaway, like the braces and all the whole shebang.
Yeah.
But because it's funny when you look at the would they just covered her grays?
Yeah.
And then she just
sat her up a little bit.
She just sat in front of the fire. She sat in front of the fire doing like a lip in the mirror, and we were just like, this whole movie is such a vibe.
It is.
It's so juicy.
Everything about that, the fireplace, the music, the everything was so 80s, and yes, made me feel nostalgic for a time when I was literally not alive.
Yep.
I found my note about what Cage was trying to do with the hand. He said, I was watching this GQ interview earlier today, and he said that he wanted to replicate the moment in the original Metropolis when one of the characters, he holds up this like robot hand that he invented and is like, So anyway, so
he is a true artist.
He is an artiste.
I'm excited to follow along on your series because I actually am not much. I'm not too versed in his canon, but I would like to be.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: is that his canon is hundreds and hundreds of films long. He's done so many fucking movies that
I didn't realize
it's impossible to see them all. I mean, I guess one could.
Yeah, I'm like, define them, but nothing's impossible.
No. Dare me. Why don't you?
How many are you doing?
We're only doing 4, but this could become just a Nick Cage podcast.
It could. Well, you could just do like a little spinoff every once a year. You kind of do, and then over 5 years.
We've made a dent.
You're still only 1/8 of the way through. But all the good ones.
But I'll have to do this podcast for the rest of my life, which of course I will. That's my plan.
Perfect. There's so many movies to get through.
Look.
So what a fun, and then you get to talk to people.
Oh my God.
What a treat.
You know me, love to yap. Okay, let's see if I have any other background things that you should know. Oh yeah, so John Patrick Shanley, the one who wrote this, he originally wrote it for Sally Field. He said, I promise you're going to get an Oscar for this. But she said that
they were making big promises related to this movie. You're going to regret this if you don't.
You're going to regret this for the rest of your life.
Where is that confidence, and how can I bottle it up and have just like 1/18?
Can I have just a little bit of
I just want to just be like, if you don't work with me on this, you're fucking lost. Amazing.
You're going to regret it for the rest of your life. She said,
Telling
I'll
that
go
to
your
Cher.
funeral. She said, I'll go to your funeral and I'll wear a red dress.
Yeah.
Remember that? Oh. Iconic.
Yes. No, she is such an icon.
But she turned it down. She said she couldn't picture herself playing a New York Italian American. And also, the movie was originally called The Bride and the Wolf, but they changed it because it sounded like a horror film.
No.
And that's not what it is.
It's a bit on the nose.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit too on the nose.
Because in the first scene, Nick Cage, it's definitely giving like Wolverine.
Totally.
And
it's the moon and... No.
Right.
And then there's the scene where where Cher takes Nick Cage back to her apartment, and she's like, you wanted to be out of that relationship. You were a wolf and you chewed your foot off.
Yes, yeah. Really some very dramatic monologues happening throughout this.
Absolutely.
Like, whole thing. I will say, they really just got right into it, right?
They
It's
did.
like, she's down there.
Yep.
He's cooking the bread. He's giving his monologue about how,
Yeah.
Okay, can we just talk about how insane it is to be like, my brother distracted me while I was chopping bread and I made a mistake and cut my own hand off and it's his fault.
And so we are estranged
We're
now.
estranged. And I lost my bride because I was maimed. It's like, sounds like she was kind of a piece of shit.
She was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
If she said, "Oh, now you have a wooden hand," no thanks.
Yeah, like Johnny kind of saved you in that way.
He really did.
That's some very like the operatic nature of it all, where it's just like, oh.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
But the funny thing, like, I love when she was telling her mom about the engagement, and she's like, do you love him?
Yeah.
And she's like, no.
No.
Do you like him? Great. Yeah. You know, and so it was just like, well, I also will say the opening like scene at the restaurant where he proposes.
Oh my God.
I do think that a bad proposal grounds for breakup.
Absolutely.
Is that controversial?
No, I think that is so real, because like I think that there are people who want a simple proposal. They don't want all the pomp and circumstance. But like she said, she's like, you cannot propose marriage to a woman without a ring.
And he didn't even get down on a knee.
Yeah. And then he got down on both knees, which I found a little weird. I was like, you only have to do one.
Yeah.
Don't be desperate.
Don't be begging. Yeah. But it was just like, ugh, slubby. Like, yeah, you should cheat on your slubby husband.
I absolutely
with his brother,
agree with his brother. Because also, like, she's 37. She's not expired. She's 37. Right. And she's Cher. She had some trauma with her.
She had some trauma with her past.
I love these superstitious bitches in this movie. She said, because I didn't do a traditional wedding the first time, that's why my husband got hit by a bus. And I just had bad luck.
Which that is crazy.
I know.
And she didn't get the baby. No baby,
she
no
didn't.
husband.
No baby, no husband.
And then she's like, you know, Nick Cage picks her up, and I'm like, me and my girlfriend were like, damn. Wow. He's hot.
I know.
He is hot in that little tank top. Picks her up, takes her to bed, and she's like, I don't care anymore. And I was like, wow, Cher, do your thing, girl.
Oh, girl.
I have a question for you. What do you think is a proposal that would be grounds for you to say, absolutely not? Like, what's your nightmare proposal?
Oh, my God. My nightmare proposal would be like a Jumbotron at a sporting event.
Absolutely.
That would be horrific.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you watch sports at all?
Not really, no.
Okay, cool. Me neither.
Yeah.
That would be mine as well.
Yeah.
But like a backup would also just be a concert type scenario, because it's like the aspect of like all these strangers looking at you for this
can't say
big
no.
moment. You can't say no.
Yeah.
But it would be something where I would just be like, why would you think I wanted that?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?
You know?
And then of course, it's like you have to kiss in front of everybody.
Oh, right.
And it's like, you have to like make a thing of it. You have to like you then are being asked to perform.
Right.
And like I didn't warm up. I didn't like I didn't
have
do
your makeup done.
Didn't do zip zap zop before we got out here. And now I have to shed a tear on command because the people are watching.
And you have to say yes and. Yes and I can't wait for forever.
And I can't wait.
Yes and I can't wait. And then everyone's like,
yeah.
It's more for other people.
I feel
is like than for you.
Yeah.
And I just don't find that romantic in the slightest.
No.
But there are people where that like works for them.
Of course. Yeah. There are some natural born performers that would maybe love that. Or maybe, you know, they're just a huge fan of the Rockies.
Yeah. I think they need to sign up for an improv class.
I think so,
If you want to be in the spotlight that bad that you're like, let me get on the
like,
Jumbotron.
Literally, like, just join community
Improv
theaters.
101 is, you know, I mean,
totally.
Inflation from when I did it last, but probably like, what, $200 you could do it?
Totally. You could do that.
Not New York's probably 700, but.
Yeah. But, you know,
whatever.
Inflation. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
The worst proposal for you said, would be at a concert.
Mm-hmm. Like getting brought up on stage in front of like your favorite artist. Like,
oh my God.
I just find that humiliating.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where it's like everyone stopped this thing we've all paid for this romantic moment. But it's like you're always standing there in the audience going, sometimes I think it can be cute, but it just really depends on the artist and like what the vibe is.
Totally. Okay, in gay news, what do you think about Lucy Dacus marrying people on stage at her concerts?
She can get away with it.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, her music, again, would not be for me.
Sure.
Her music style and like the love boat of it all.
Yeah.
And like, you know, like the power of queerness and like all that. Like, I think that.
It's like our love is a statement. Like,
fucking chills.
Oh my God.
It's like, why do I have a built-in lie detector test happening? Like, do you really believe it?
That. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's cute. Have I watched any of the videos? No, I haven't. Because I just still do there's something
it's
about
a little
it
it's still a little cringe.
It's just right, but then it's like, you know, I feel like everyone who's doing it is like 24.
I know.
You know, and then I'm like, maybe just wait a little bit. Like, you never know.
Totally. You just never know what's gonna happen.
You never know.
Life is long.
Life is long.
I mean, in the case of these people in Moonstruck, when Loretta gets engaged to Johnny, they say we're gonna get married in a month.
I thought that was just like,
that's crazy.
You're going to Italy, your mother's gonna die, and then you're gonna come back and you're just gonna boom do it.
Yeah, and it's not like, oh, we're gonna do a courthouse wedding. It's like, if you get engaged today and you're like, okay, our date is in a year, that's soon.
Yeah.
Like, you better have already put down the deposit at the venue. Like, you're not gonna get a venue within 18 months of where you want to be.
And isn't that insane?
It is insane that maybe in 1987 or whatever.
But even 1987 in New York.
I know.
Come on.
Where are
they gonna do? Like the back of a pizza joint, which could be kind of cute.
Honestly, cute.
But like, again, Johnny,
just
slubby.
I know.
I didn't feel bad at all about the affair. I was like, yeah, leave his ass.
Same. I'm like, he obviously didn't really love her either. Right. And like, that's the thing. That's why there were no hard feelings, really. Yeah. Because he felt like he wanted to marry her because his mom's dying and he wanted to like give her a sense of hope or something. I don't know. These superstitious whatever. She wanted to marry him because she wanted to essentially break her bad luck.
Is that what she wanted?
I mean, I think so. I think that she was just like, oh, I have to do like a traditional wedding. I have to do things differently because I've had this bad luck, and who knows if I'm gonna get the chance to marry someone later. I think that she was kind of just like, well, he's nice.
Which is sad that that's still going on today, ultimately.
Oh my God, I know.
I'm like, you know, if you're gonna settle, at least settle for like 20% better than what they had.
I have told a friend before, like after like losing a husband, ended up with a guy who I didn't think was really the best. And I said, look, you can settle, but don't settle that much.
Oh no. How did that go over?
Good. They broke up.
Oh my God.
And now,
wow.
And now she's with a lovely person.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow. That is, you know, you have a good friendship because that can go poorly.
It can go really bad.
And then it's like they're married and you're like, we just have to pretend like
now
that
we have
never
to pretend
happened.
like I never said that. Anyway, so if you all listeners have a friend who is settling, think carefully before you say something, but it could go great or it could go really bad.
I was thinking about this last night. I do frequently personally get drawn into playing the role of lesbian who tells girl to break up with her boyfriend.
Totally. The wise lesbian who says break up with him.
I am getting cast in that. I'm not seeking this role out. This is just something that does happen to me.
Of course.
But I'm like, I'll pick up what you're putting down and I'll, you know.
Of course.
Like, do you think he's treating you right? You know, it's like you gotta, you know, you're kind of like leading questions and then I will come. I have told people before where I'm like, just don't know if you guys are a good fit.
Yeah.
You know? And then they talk for a long time and I just repeat what they say back to me.
And you say, so what I'm hearing is.
So what I'm hearing you say is this.
You really should be, people need to be paying you for this. You need to be the lesbian for hire to talk with people.
I do. I have a joke I've been working on recently, but it is about basically being a lesbian consultant because I do, you know, people just will see the haircut and they will. I offer some, you know, like I need to do like those like 90s like psychic hotline, like call now. I'm available. Because here's the thing, if someone, a lot of the times historically has been, am I gay?
Of course.
I think I'm gay. What do you think? What should I do about it? And then if you have a boyfriend, I have to play the role of like, yeah, you should break up or you should open your relationship, you know, whatever's going on.
Yeah.
But I have fun. It's juicy.
Of course, because the answer is always yes, you are gay and yes, you should break up with your boyfriend.
If you're talking to a stranger or an acquaintance, you know, and that's the thing though, that is hard. It's like you find, and now we're totally off Moonstruck, but you find, you know, you can often find yourself surrounded in circles of like very homogenous group of people.
Totally.
And that might not include any queer people. And so then if you see one, like, I have a chance, it's like, hey, like anytime someone's like, let's get coffee, I'm like, yeah. Because I'm like, I wonder what the coffee's about.
Oh my God.
You know, you just have
amazing.
You have a sixth sense, right? Where it's just
God.
like,
you could really start to like, you could go down a devilish hole of monetizing this. I do know someone who like,
I don't know if that would be good for my career.
Yeah.
Or it could
would
be.
Well, honestly, I think pretty bad for your career, but it would be a different kind of career.
It would be a different kind of
You
career.
could start putting together like $80 PDFs. People be like, your guide to knowing if you're gay.
Well,
and you pay $80 and then the whole thing is just yes.
Right. And then the refund request will be high.
Yeah.
There is like the lesbian master doc someone wrote.
Oh
but
my
there's a bunch of shit with that. I don't know. And that was a free resource.
Resource.
Anyways, but yeah, I'm like, I see what's happening here, and like, I honestly don't care about anyone's boyfriends. I want them to be nice to and treat everybody well. And it's like, sometimes they do fall short, and I will.
Yeah, and we will say
I'll call it out, and that's okay.
And that's okay.
And
you
Johnny
don't have to
was
listen,
not.
but you
Johnny
should.
was not doing. He gave a Cher. I keep calling her character Cher.
Yeah.
What was the character?
Loretta.
Loretta had to ask for the pinky ring. He was.
Yeah.
Come on. That's the disrespect.
And I think, do you think that that's why her dad, Cosmo, didn't like him? Like, we don't get an explanation. He's just like, I don't like him.
I know, and I love that. I think it was, there was history there. There was definitely history there.
There was like family drama.
I think he just thought that he wasn't good enough for her.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, they have a very tight-knit familial dynamic.
Yes.
Which I thought that was so funny. It was like, he's cheating, she's cheating. I was like, real chip off the old block here.
Totally. Apple don't fall far, you know what I mean?
But then the mom,
she knows.
Doesn't she? She had the opportunity.
Yeah.
A woman knows. She had the opportunity, and she said no.
And she said, because the mom is actually the only one who knows what she wants and is at peace with what she wants.
Yeah.
What she wants is for her husband to not cheat on her and for him to treat her the way that her brother and his wife treat each other, where they say, you look just like you did when you were 25 years old. I love you so much. That's what she wants. She doesn't actually want to have an affair.
No.
And everyone else in this film, like, they think that they know who they are and they think that they want something, but then they eventually have to come to realize that it's not what it seems. Like, the dad, he thinks that he wants to have an affair, but what he really wants is to not die. Yeah. And Loretta, what she thinks that she wants is good luck. She thinks that she wants a traditional wedding. She thinks that she wants to settle so that she can just move forward. But what she really wants is love.
Yes.
And then, of course,
with a hottie.
With a hot Wolverine.
Yes.
And then, of course, Ronnie, what he wants is to, like, be in love, too. And he wants to, like, move forward from all of this drama that he has with his family, but he thinks that what he wants and who he is like the wolf. He's like, you did me wrong. I don't have a hand. Yeah.
You did me wrong. I don't have a hand.
Yeah.
Which I did do that to myself, but I won't take accountability.
Absolutely not.
For being a klutz.
Never.
I was just like, that's his problem.
I loved it. He said, go ahead and slit my throat. Bring me the knife. I'll slit my throat.
I thought that was delivered. So I was just like, we watched it twice. First time. I was like,
oh my God.
Rewind. Yeah. Also, Ronnie and Johnny.
Johnny.
God. Oh my God.
Classic. A classic.
Really funny. I just, I mean, and what a happy ending as well.
Yeah.
Maybe you're going to get there.
No, we can get there.
We can get there.
We can get there. You know what we should talk about is, how she cooks him a steak. She takes him home.
Yes.
And he says he likes his meat well done. She says, no, you don't.
I know what you need, and it's not
A woman knows. She said, I actually know what you want. I know that you don't want to keep holding on to this grudge. I know that you don't want your meat cooked well done. I know that you want it rare. And I know that actually you do want to have sex with me.
Yeah. And he
rocked.
Just, like...
Oh my God.
That was... He, like, knocked the whole table over, right?
Yeah. The whole table.
Knocked the whole table. I was just like, what's happened? And then he just picked her up, and I wrote down what she said. She was like, wait a minute. And then they kiss again. And I was just like, this is going to be an absolutely incredible movie.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
It's so good. And she has regrets. She has regrets the next day because she goes to confession, which
Loved that scene.
I loved.
He's like, "What's that second thing?
Oh my
What's
God, what was that second thing?"
Slept with my fiance's brother. What? You can't just sandwich that in between a little bit of a bounce check.
Yeah.
And
He said, "I think you need to think about that a little more."
Yeah.
I loved that. I loved the priest's advice of, you should just think about that a little more.
Anytime there is a confessional in a movie, or I'm like, this is just so funny. It's such a fun trope to play with, and
I love it.
It's also just like, he literally was like, he called her Loretta. It was like, he knows,
Of
you
course,
know.
yeah.
And I'm like, but I also was like, I'm not Catholic. I've never obviously done that. But it's kind of like cool that you can just go in and be like, hey, here's the bad thing I did, and now 2 Hail Marys, all she did had
easy
to do.
peasy. I wonder what Cosmo was going to have to do, because of course his wife said, no, you're done cheating, go to confession.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious what his penance had to be.
Hopefully a little more than 2.
It's a couple. Yeah, seriously.
But I really thought the scene, it was so funny because the overnight change in Ronnie.
Yeah.
He's like, I love you. I love you. I was like, wow, the sex must have been good.
I was just going to say, I feel like he was just mesmerized.
He had a personality transplant.
Yeah.
What's the female like equivalent of like dickmatized?
I don't know.
Clipmatized?
Pussy power? I don't know.
Pussy hypnotized? I think clipmatized works.
Clipmatized absolutely works.
He was, because he was so just like, my life is hell, and I hate my brother. And then I was like, I mean, just the fucking these like monologues he's delivering about like, I will literally give everything in. I will give up the rest of my like life if you come to the opera with me tonight. And then she's like, where's the Met? I'd be like, girl, if you didn't have Google Maps, I wouldn't know where the Met was either.
Right? How they didn't know anything. Oh my God. And of course, like they call each other on the phone, but like they don't know who's showing up to the door when people are just walking in. I love it. I love that you just have to show up at someone's house if you want to talk to them.
The hijinks of it all, where it's like, who's in the house? Gotta hide someone.
Oh my
like,
God, I know.
I feel like, and it's so funny compared to like now, where it's like you've gotten a certain set of people. I'm Find My Friends. You know where they are.
Absolutely.
There's certain people's houses that you would just drop by.
Yeah.
But it is people, and this is like people have a problem, but like even like calling someone. Yeah. Maybe like, oh my God, someone's calling.
Like, oh my God, what do they want?
Something bad's gone down. And it's like people would just ring your doorbell.
Yeah.
I rang the doorbell. I'm staying like at my old house where I used to live. My old roommate still lives there, and I roll up to the house, and the door wasn't unlocked, which was weird because they never lock it. But
dox them.
I know. I'm like, should I say that? I ring the doorbell, which was just like a weird thing to do, and they were like, everyone in the house was like, you ring the doorbell. I'm like, people used to be doing this all the time.
That's literally what people used to do.
The drop on by of it all. The come on up. That's the me and my ex, we would always talk about like our dream in like a home housing situation in the future is just having something that's just like, come on up. You got like a porch, you've got like something.
That is so cute.
You know?
If only we had millions and millions of dollars to have bought that house, the mansion, frankly, when it was on the market
50 years ago.
Brooklyn Heights. Yeah. Dang.
Don't even. It's a really sick thing to go look on Zillow and see what things were valued at any amount of time. There's a place we're trying to move into above our friends, and it's in this like brownstone. And the landlord did buy it for $160,000.
No.
And I'm like, you're making $160,000 a year in like 3 years. Like, it's paid off. Anyways, it's disturbing.
Real estate in New York, am I right?
Am I right?
Crazy. The comedic repetition, a callback, you might say.
I would say.
You would say, as a comic, you would say it's a callback. Perry, the NYU professor, getting dumped over and over again at the same Italian restaurant. So funny.
What's the deal with that? Did he have a kink for doing that? Like, what was the...
I think a little bit. Obviously he's got to
clear all signs of her, like
clear this plate and clear all signs of her and pour me a vodka.
A big glass of vodka. It was such a random thing that I'm like, is this just his like how he gets it? But then he's like a professor taking the students out to dinner,
right? Because he describes how it's almost this like break in the monotony. It's not that just he's like, I like young pussy. He's like, he's like,
He didn't. I don't remember that line.
and I actually don't remember him ever saying that.
No.
He did say
His character motivations were not, I want young pussy.
no, even though I'm sure he enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But he was basically just like, you know, I hear myself talk and it's so boring. And then I see someone listen to me and they're hearing it for the first time and I want to take her out to dinner. It's like, God, men are not okay.
Yeah, it's like I hear myself talk and then I want to corner one of them so that I can talk more.
Yeah.
Did you ever have like a professor thing or like a crush or anything like that?
I had a crush on a professor, but I never had like it was
an affair.
Never, certainly never had an affair. Never had no, I haven't. But no, I won't say it on the air. I'll tell you after.
Okay, great. Love that.
I've never had anything with a teacher, not even close. But honestly, Gonzaga University, a great place to go to school. Not a lot of hotties.
Not a lot of hotties.
Not a lot, in my opinion. They're really the faculty are known for their brains.
Hotties of the mind, though.
Hotties of the mind, you could say.
But perhaps pushing 60 plus.
Yeah, totally.
No.
What about you?
No, never.
Yeah.
If I could turn back time, would I? You know, it's like you always think about like those like life experiences that like sometimes people have. And, you know, I do find it, you know, it's like one of those things where it's like once you hit like 30 and you look back at being 22 and you're like, you know, things are just so different. Where I'm like, ooh, I would feel gross about it. But like if I was 22. Yeah. Of course. You have so much power. I was 22. I'm like, you would be out of college at that point by 21.
Yeah, totally.
If you had a hot professor, go for it.
Yeah, go for it.
Go for it. Right.
If you're a professor, don't do that.
But yeah, if you're a professor, don't.
Yeah. But if you're a student, do.
Right. And that's the thing. It's kind of like who's chasing who.
I know.
It's like if you were, you know, I'm like,
So we're gonna think on that a little bit.
Yeah, we're gonna think. I'm like,
we're not taking a stand.
We're not taking a stand.
This,
we're
okay?
very anti. Well, it's very funny with like lesbians. Age gaps within like lesbian. It's like if you date someone who's like over 3 years older or younger than you, I feel like people are like, oh my God.
You know like, what I mean? Oh my God, you have a thing for that.
Yeah. And it's like people are just different ages. You know what I mean? Like
people are just kind of different ages.
So scandalizing.
I know. It's like someone is like 3 years younger than you and they treat you like Sarah Paulson.
Literally.
They're like, oh yeah, just like
Sarah
her.
Paulson, Holland Taylor, level age gap, and it's like this is from the same generation of people.
Literally,
it's not even
we
like a
would have been
situation.
in high school at the same time.
Right. Yeah. No, my girlfriend is like barely 3 years older than me.
Yeah.
And I will occasionally be like,
I'm kind of a
cougar, young thing. Yeah, exactly.
I'm just a little.
Yeah, and she's always like, shut up.
She's like, we are peers.
Yeah. It's only if I want to get a rise out of her, and it does work.
Of course, yeah. And if you want to get a rise out of your loved ones, do that, please.
Yeah, just a free little tip.
Yep, that's a free. And go ahead and we'll put Lee's Venmo in the description.
Yeah, exactly. That was well, we did say it was a free tip.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I'm sorry.
But if you need any additional lesbian consulting services, I'm available.
That was your like freebie. That was sort of our marketing asset that we gave you for free.
Yeah.
And now if you want more, that's behind the paywall.
Yeah. And that makes total sense. Oh my God, should I start a Patreon? Where I listen to people's relationship woes.
Yeah,
oh my
totally.
God, that would be actually so fucking
You
fun.
were like, this is not therapeutic. Like,
I have
I'm not
no
qualifications. I literally will just listen.
Maybe I'll just start a new podcast that's just Ask a Lesbian.
Oh my God.
And it should be me and Sophie because she's on relationship advice on Reddit all the time.
Really?
And
oh my God.
I do think we could give pretty good advice together.
Okay, I really think so too.
Our powers combined.
Unstoppable. Frankly, maybe too powerful for this world.
Well, we'll just have to find out.
I guess so.
And
I guess you'll just have to move on back to Colorado so that you can do it at Dude IDK Studios.
I know. Couldn't do it in New York. That's for sure.
That's for sure. Okay, so we we need to talk about the state of romantic comedies. Good romantic comedies, capital G, good romantic comedies, they're not getting made today because instead Netflix is like, we're just going to produce all this bullshit.
Yeah.
Because rom-coms, they don't have to have like depth. They don't have to be funny. They don't have to be romantic. They just have to have hot people and that's it.
Right.
And here's
and
the
like
thing.
some sort of like very shallow like hook of it's still the same like, oh, he's British and she's traveling or
totally
not original at all anymore.
We need originality. We need the caliber of romantic comedies that get Best Picture awards at the Oscars.
Right.
We need, like, I just think that it's so deeply upsetting that the genre as a whole, like, hasn't gotten the respect and funding and credit that it is due. And instead, like, people are still churning out rom-coms, but they're just shit.
They're just turning them out. Do you think there was a turning point? Like, when did that shift? I mean, obviously, like, the 90s was an amazing time for film. Like, the late 90s into the early 2000s pre 9/11.
Yeah.
Right? Are we going to pin this on 9/11?
I was just going to say, we could pin it on 9/11, frankly.
Yeah. Chills. Truth meter. The truth meter comes out. What the hell?
Oh, my God.
But
it's true.
It is so true. It's like, that was, watching Moonstruck, it was just like, wow. This is, you don't walk away from a movie that much anymore. That's like, this was good. This was entertaining. I was invested. I'm satisfied with the ending. So satisfied with the ending.
The most satisfying ending, because it's not even about any couple. It's about family.
Right?
When you're here, your family is what they said in that.
And they're all at the kitchen table,
totally
having bevs. Even Johnny's there, and everyone. I'm like, this is amazing.
Talking about the cheating and the everything. Like, there's no private conversation, and I loved that because they are family. They're going to keep each other accountable. You know that Cosmo's not going to cheat because he's got witnesses there. This is not just a commitment to his wife; it's a commitment to everybody.
Yeah,
and that's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, it is a little bit terrifying, of course. But if my family lived in that beautiful house, I'd be living there.
They could do. They could say whatever they want to me.
Yeah, we could really be all up in each other's business.
Totally,
yes,
absolutely.
That is also. Yeah, you're right. It wasn't just about like the romance, but it was also like how everyone is involved in everyone's stuff, and it's just so fun. It was just such a fun watch. And I do wonder, like, other movies, like I recently watched the Family Stone. Which that is like Stone. How much time do we have to get into?
Oh my God.
But it's just like, whether you hate it or you love it, it was a good movie in terms of like what, I mean, that was more like Christmas and it was, love story, but there was, anyways. Like, we have to wrap this up. We can't get into it. And this is a double header, so now we're getting into the Family Stone. But you know what I mean? Like, they're really not to do it, but they're really not making it like they used to.
They're not making it like they used to. And you know what I think the turning point was actually is like the early 2000s. There was kind of like, okay, in the 90s, there was more of this like cultural swing towards feminism. There was this like Gen X women's empowerment, like there was a little bit of body diversity. There was actually like value placed on like women's interests in things.
Imagine that. Well, hey, bring that back.
Yeah. Could anyone bring that back, please?
Could we do that?
And then there was this reaction in the early 2000s, kind of like mid 2010s ish, where like they swung to the other end of the pendulum and we had like the anti-feminism in the tabloids and we had like all of this, I don't know, like I think that teen girls especially and like young women were positioned as like the root of everything evil and vapid in society, and romantic comedies were just like lumped in with that because it was something that women liked.
That makes sense. Like also with like the rise of like online culture and it's like taking pictures and like, vanity and like how all these things, it's like, well, you guys have wanted women to be vain.
Right.
For, since the dawn of time. But like even how things kind of changed over like the aughts, right? Where it was like you think about the beginning of the aughts, like the tech optimism and like all the fun colored MacBooks and like technology and we're dancing with the iPod or whatever. And how that just changed as social media started creeping in. I mean, social media creeping in, etc. But Yeah, we just got to get back to good
that.
rom-coms.
Was it social media that ruined it? Was it the incels finding each other? Is that what ruined the rom-com genre as a whole?
What would you even say in the last 10 years the best rom-com of the last 10 years? Are rom-coms just out of vogue? Because like the plagues of modern dating and stuff, that's not something that people want to eat up anymore. Like, oh yeah, you know, like we're not there culturally, like the desire is not there, and so thus, but it's a classic. Rom-coms, romantic comedies,
romance and comedy. Name a better duo.
Truly,
there's nothing I love more than laughing and kissing.
You heard it here first, folks.
And that's why Lee and I are going to kiss on the mouth when this is done.
Yep. That's what we do here on
I do that with every guest I have. And you have to, once you make me laugh, you have to kiss me.
Yeah, and then she's going to give me Botox.
Absolutely.
It's kind of a big package deal here. It's really good.
It really is. We go for the full front to back.
Mm-hmm. Spider Moving is sponsoring the Botox, right?
Absolutely. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Right. Don't worry.
That's why we need a small values-based business that wants to give people
family values.
Now more than ever.
And now more than ever, frankly.
Bring back the rom-com with family value. No, don't give them any ideas. Don't give them any. No. Amazon Prime's going to be like, Melania Trump is going to be the star of our next rom-com. Here's $48 billion.
Yeah, no sweat. We'll actually pay with taxpayer money. Not a problem.
And I love that.
And we love that. Okay, the only thing I think could have made this movie better would be if it was a Christmas movie, actually.
Yeah. I do feel like there is some wintertime elements, though.
Oh, it's definitely like a movie that you could, even though there is no explicit Christmas in it, look, there's Christ, there's God, they're in a church, and they go to confession. Okay, it's cold outside, and there's love. So
and it's brisk, and they're in New York, which is a very wonderful. I mean, my girlfriend and I, we literally moved like beginning of December so that we could have our first Christmas in New York.
Oh my God,
so cute!
That is really
It was so cute. We had like the tree set up and the boxes, and it was like my girlfriend really wanted it, and
I love it.
It was very magical. It's a magical place to be. And then January hits, and you're like, oh,
now we have to
live. Now we gotta pay for the move, and because otherwise I would have been. I was wearing long johns. It's cold over there right now.
The scene when they're outside, or I guess multiple scenes when they're like outside of the house, it was actually freezing cold that day.
Really?
Yeah. They were concerned. They were like, uh-oh, should we even be filming this? Are they going to be able to, act? But I think, okay, I'm sorry, this is probably not OSHA compliant, but I think that it was good that they were freezing cold. I thought that they
had
really,
a reality to it.
It was real.
Okay, was it the grandfather with the dog?
The 5 dogs.
The dogs.
The grandfather with the 5 dogs.
He was great. I think, unsung hero of the movie.
Frankly, he's the only one who knew who he was.
Yes, and he hated Cosmo.
Yep,
he was just like always muttering in Italian. Love that.
Loved his dogs, hated his son-in-law. I love that.
And isn't that the way it should go?
That's absolutely the way it should be. Or was it his dad? Who cares?
Either way. Son. I don't know. But he was a vibe.
Yeah, I loved him.
Really good
And
choice.
I loved every single one of those dogs. Oh my God. When he's at dinner and he asks for like another helping on his plate to feed to the dogs. Yes. And Rose goes, if you're feeding those dogs one more time.
Did you say I'm going to kill him or something? I'm going to kill you? And honestly, the movie has dogs. Christmas movie, another check mark for Christmas movie. Oh my God,
put a little bell around one of their little collars and that's a Christmas movie.
Someone like a grandpa figure.
Yeah,
check.
Absolutely.
Another check for the Christmas box.
Totally. Kind of Santa coded to have an old man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and the opera,
the opera of it all.
And kind of the opera of it all. There's music, and music is so Christmas.
I was about to be like, and music is gay.
And music is so gay. And honestly, this movie is so gay.
It is. It's so campy. I mean, it's just, it's soap opera-esque, right?
Yes.
The way the dialogue is written and the way that it's delivered is so just over the top. I mean, I was just watching it the first time, just like my jaw was on the floor. I was like, wow. Like, I was like, I need 8 million more movies exactly like this.
Yes.
I need someone to please recommend me movies that are, in the same iconic, campy nature.
Please recommend them to me. not only because I want to talk about them on the podcast, but just because I want to watch them with my friends.
Yeah.
Incredible. I did think there was one little plot hole that I thought was hilarious that did actually get addressed. At the very end of the movie, I realized like, oh, why didn't Ronnie go visit his mother? Like he and Johnny are brothers. That's his mom too. Right. And realized that the explanation was that in some time in the movie he goes, she doesn't like me. And that's it.
Guy's so fucking dramatic.
She's like, she doesn't like me. My mom, my own mother.
My own mother doesn't like me. Yeah, very just like everyone in the world is set against me and no, I'm tortured and that's the way it's going to be. But then also the mom just got better. What the hell?
The miracle.
The miracle.
It was the miracle, and that is why Johnny couldn't marry her.
Yeah, right?
Hilarious.
Which honestly, it worked out great.
I knew that when he came upstairs, I said, he's gonna say I can't marry you. Mm-hmm. For one reason or another.
And thank God.
And it's going to be related to his mom. Because he just really needed... all he needed was another woman to kind of take care of him. And he needed another woman to be mommy.
No,
and
seriously.
she did not... Loretta deserved better, of course, than that. I mean, we've said it before. We'll say it again. She deserved better. She didn't need to settle that way.
I love that. Yeah. He's like, I can't marry you. And she's like, cool. I'm marrying you, brother. Like, what the hell? Like,
she throws the ring at him and says, I'll show up. What is...
what was that last
what was the line about the funeral? God.
Every single line was just an absolute banger.
It was so good. It was so good. Basically, she says, like, I'll throw you... I'll show up to your funeral in a red dress is ultimately what she says.
Yes.
Oh, it's so good. Okay, Lee, I have one last question for you. This is a segment that we're bringing back. I've been not very good at keeping up with it, but now I'm committed to bringing it back to the podcast on a regular cadence. This is Cancel or Callback, where listeners send us trends from the past for us to discuss.
Oh, fun.
This one comes from the archives that I thought worked out really well with this 1980s movie. Should we cancel or call back giant shoulder pads in our jackets?
This is a tough one. Mm-hmm. This is a tough one. I just bought a suit that I think is from the 80s.
Oh my God.
And I'm pretty sure it has shoulder pads. And I actually am not sure if I'm going to leave them in or take them out.
Oh my God.
It can go either way. I think the super, super big ones, unless you're like doing a full fit that's all about kind of like the proportions and like that, you know, you're doing some like David Bowie, like whatever. That is okay, but I'd say kind of as a broad swath trend, I say cancel.
Yeah.
I think some things do maybe need to be left in the past.
Yeah.
But if you know what you're doing, that's okay.
Absolutely. I think that it's a decision that can't be made out of the context of the rest of the fit.
It's a deeply personal decision.
It's deeply personal. And if you need to consult a lesbian...
I've got answers. You can just submit your photos to me and I'll just...
and I'll tell you if yay or nay.
Yay or nay.
Yeah. So it's nuanced. We're kind of queering the definition of what is going to be canceled or called back.
And it's all right. I'm like, you're like, here's a binary question. I'm like, what's a binary?
And you say, I don't know what that is.
I'm actually...
You said, actually, it kind of depends.
It's very the Mean Girls, too gay to function kind of energy that I'm bringing to your podcast today. I'm so sorry. / you're welcome.
And thank you.
Happily, anytime.
Listeners, let us know what you think. And also, please recommend rom-coms that are of the same caliber as Moonstruck that we haven't talked about yet on this podcast, okay? Because I need to see them. I need to watch them. I consider myself like pretty much an expert, well-versed in the rom-com genre. But there are so many little gems out there that have yet to be discovered.
Yeah, can't wait.
So we need them.
Help us. Tell us.
Now more than ever.
Now more than ever.
Okay, Lee, is there anything else that we need to discuss? We are 5 minutes over and I'm so sorry.
No. Everyone watch Moonstruck. It's the best. You will not regret it.
100% 5 stars out of everything. Lee, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. This was so fun.
Okay, well, bye, everyone.
Bye.
See you later.